She tells me that they are saying that you and I were so long in America that we have forgotten to think of our own country first. They think we like Americans. So now Hannah, she told Dr. Sadao the views of the servants. She told him they think we like Americans. It is not true, Sadao said harshly. Americans are our enemies, but I have been trained not to let a man die if I can help it. See, it's the real duty of the doctor. Doctors have been trained to give life, not to take. So he said, I have been trained not to let a man die if I can help it. If I can save a man, I will save him. I will not consider this first, that either the patient is my enemy or friend. My first priority is to save the life. The servants cannot understand that, she said anxiously. And Hannah replied, the servants, they cannot understand this. No, he agreed. And he said, yes, I know they will not understand it. Neither seemed able to say more, and somehow the household dragged on. The servants grew more watchful. Their courtesy was as careful as ever, but their eyes were cold upon the pair to whom they were hired. Neither seemed able to say more. Now nobody was saying anything to anyone, and somehow the household dragged on. And the household task, it was going on. The servants grew more watchful. Now they were observing each and every activity of their masters. Their courtesy was as careful as ever, but their eyes were cold upon the pair to whom they were hired. Now they were looking at each and every activity of their masters. It is clear what our master ought to do. It is clear what our master ought to do, the old gardener said one morning. He had worked with flowers all his life and had been a specialist too in moss. For Sadao's father, he had made one of the finest moss gardens in Japan, sweeping the bright green carpet constantly so that not a leaf or a pine needle marred the velvet of its surface. Marred means to spoil or to make something dirty. He made a garden, moss garden for Sadao's father, and he used to make it neat and clean every day. My old master's son knows very well what he ought to do. Now, the gardener is saying something. It's saying that my old master's son knows very well what he ought to do. He now said, pinching a bud from a bush. Pinching means to pull. A bud means a leaf from a bush, as he spoke. When the man was so near death, why did he not let him bleed? He says, when the man here used for whom? For the POW. He's saying, when that American was so near death, why did he not let him bleed? It means he could die just because of bleeding, but our master saved him. That young master is so proud of his skill to save life that he saves any life. Now, he's meant to say that our master is so adamant, he is so proud of his skills that he can save anyone's life. The cook said contemptuously, when you do not like or when you do not respect, it means full of contempt, full of hate. She split a fowl's neck skillfully and held the fluttering bird and let its blood flow into the roots of a wisteria vine. Blood is the best of fertilizers, and the old gardener would not let her waste a drop of it. So when she said when the cook, she said very contemptuously, she split a fowl's neck skillfully. Split means she cut the fowl's neck skillfully, and the all the blood, it was going in the roots of wisteria vine, because the gardener, he knew the blood is the best fertilizers. It is the children of whom we must think, Yumi said. And Yumi said, we must think of the children. What will be their fate if their father is condemned as a traitor? Traitor, the person who gives shelter to the prisoner during the war. They did not try to hide what they said from the ears of Hannah as she stood arranging the day's flower in the veranda nearby. So all the servants, they were talking to each other, but their purpose was, whatever they are saying, Hannah must hear their words, and they were successful in doing so, because she was standing nearby and she was arranging the day's flowers in the veranda nearby. And she knew they spoke on purpose that she might hear. That they were right, she knew too in most of her being. Even Hannah also realized whatever the servants are saying, they are absolutely correct. But there was another part of her which she herself could not understand. She was a very obedient wife. Whatever her husband is saying, she is following the command. She is obeying all the orders of her husband without raising any question. It was not sentimental liking of the prisoner. She had come to think of him as a prisoner. She knew it very well that we also consider he is a prisoner of war. He is an American. He is our enemy. She had not liked him even yesterday, when he had said in his impulsive way, "Anyway, let me tell you that my name is Tom." She did not like him yesterday. Now she is thinking, when the prisoner of war, he told her name, he said, "Anyway, let me tell you that my name is Tom." She had only bowed her little distant bow. She saw hurt in his eyes, but she did not wish to assuage it. Assuage means to make an unpleasant feeling. She was not rude at that moment. Indeed, he was a great trouble in this house, though she knew it very well that the presence of POW in this house is trouble for everyone. As for Sadao, every day he examined the wound carefully. The last stitches had been pulled out this morning, and the young man would in a fortnight be nearly as well as ever. Sadao went back to his office and carefully typed a letter to the chief of police, reporting the whole matter. Now he went back to his office, because now the prisoner of war, he was in good condition. So he started typing a letter to the police. Who? Dr. Sadao. Because being a doctor, he saved his life. Now being a true Japanese, he is going to report to the police. Sadao went back to his office and carefully typed a letter to the chief of police, reporting the whole matter. On the 21st day of February, an escaped prisoner was washed up on the shore in front of my house. So far he typed, and then he opened a secret drawer of his desk and put the unfinished report into it. He typed the letter, and though the whole report was not typed till the last, but he stopped there and then he kept the letter in his desk. So students, till here, again you will make 5 questions, short questions. You will write down the value points. You will note down the vocab in your fear notebook. Okay, thank you.